These long-forgotten dead with sunken graves, some crossless with unwritten memories, the only mourners are the moaning waves, the only minstrels are the singing trees. And thus I mused and sorrowed wistfully. This powerful extract by Leon Gillert articulates the price of conflict. The result is synonymous in all warfare. The ultimate sacrifice is death. New Zealanders have fought in many battles and suffered many fatalities, but arguably, Gallipoli is the most celebrated, if that is the right word. To celebrate one's death for the greater good. The heroic efforts of the Anzac troops are legendary, a bloody campaign that lasted 9 long months. Anzac Day is a time to reflect on those that have devoted themselves to fight for our national identity. It is a day of mourning and remembrance. It is a day to be proud to be a New Zealander. It is a day to connect to generations before us, and it is a day of gratitude. Who were these men? These courageous warriors, these heroes? And lest we forget, those that did not return home. The enormous gaps they left behind. Mothers without sons, wives without soulmates, siblings now only children. We will remember them. Today, I would like to put a human face on these men. This is told from a soldier's perspective. I lay here in the dark as still as the dead, cramped in a foul-smelling pit. The air is thick with pungent gun smoke. Bullets sail past me like little messengers of death. My 3 best mates lie beside me, one wounded, the other 2 keeping watch of either end of this foul trench. You know, it is quite surreal. A few months ago, we didn't even know that each other existed. Now we are watching over each other's backs. We are brothers in arms, bonded by war, disclosing our innermost secrets, which prior to Gallipoli would never have been aired in public. We are men from different backgrounds. Jack's a farmer's son with a real number 8 wire mentality. Francis is the son of a doctor who's become quite useful, helping many of our wounded write letters home. Henry is a weedy chap with a knack for sensing booby traps. And then there is me, a private who is attached to the mouldy contingent. We are men with different beliefs. We are men from different parts of the country. Yet here, we are all equal. Even me. There's no disparity amongst us. We stand shoulder to shoulder, regardless of race, creed, or religion. Those things don't seem to matter here on this hostile earth. Amid the chaos, there is time to reflect. My mind wanders back to the emotional farewell in Wellington. It's what keeps me going. We departed for Egypt February 1915. To me, Egypt was an exotic, faraway land. On the wharf, the sense of anticipation was electric. Throngs of people lined up to farewell their men. The pride at one's name being called out was a massive buzz. My father embraced me so hard that it actually hurt. We looked each other in the eyes. Tears began to well up in mine. Abruptly, my father stepped back. Tears of a sissy's boy, and refused to meet my eyes again. My mother thrust the ponamu into my hand, tears streaming down from her face. I watched from the deck till the crowds were mere dots on the horizon. The sound of heavy gunfire jolts me back to the present. From the day we arrived, it has been absolute chaos, confounded by landing at the wrong spot. As I rowed ashore, I heard a single rifle shot. For a split second, I was paralyzed. What was meant to be a regimented deployment was now confused and muddled. Men scrambled, some over top of others to get cover ashore. Some men drowned in only a couple of feet of water. No one noticed their plight and the chaos. As far as the eye could see was a solid red carpet of blimps on the water's surface. They were wounded, sinking like stones. We are caught by surprise by a volley of bullets overhead, one hitting Jack. The nauseating thud of metal tearing through flesh is a sound which will stay with me forever. Jack isn't good. We have to keep moving, but are reluctant to leave him behind. It's an agonizing decision. Jack is in and out of consciousness, but in one of his lucid moments, he pulls out a crumpled letter from his top pocket and presses it into my hand, trying to speak, but the words cannot be formed. I nod my understanding and stay with him as long as I can. We have to keep moving, but I am consumed by loyalty and mourn for our lost friendship. We find some refuge under some craggy peaks. Mistakenly, we believe it to be safe. But are ambushed. There is no escape. We try use our bayonets when our attackers are up close, but we are completely outnumbered, and it is useless. It's now my time to die. I've done my best. I've been the best warrior I could possibly be. I've stood on the shoulders of my ancestors who have guided me and given me the gift of courage. But now it's time to rest my exhausted body. I can feel my warm blood departing from me, forming a palette of dark red on the muddied brown earth. The ground appears thirsty, greedily consuming my blood. I have no regrets, just a few unfulfilled wishes. I wish I could have tasted Mum's pawa fritters one more time. I wish I could have experienced fatherhood. I think I'd be a great dad. Oh, I wish I could have written one last letter to my whānau like Jack. Peace envelops me. I close my eyes, and a single tear escapes and rolls down my cheek like a stone. Sorry, Dad. In my dream, I see my grandmother. She is calling me home.